Hey, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Tim.
I'm Rod.
And today we're taking a look at Strife. This is a game that was just fulfilled through Kickstarter. It's a two-player game, so it's you versus someone across the table and plays in about 60 minutes. In Strife, you are one of the Eternals and you are waging war from the shadows. So let's take a look and see what you get in the box. Okay, so this is what you get in Strife. Rod, do you want to tell us about the components?
Okay, so we'll start with the tin part. That sounds good, huh? First of all, it has like the 3D imprinted portion of the tin.
Pretty
and
cool.
Again, I do agree, I normally don't like the tins, but this is quality stuff, so I'm good with it. And it also works for the card game. The cards themselves are nice sized cards, as you can see. The artwork on them is excellent. The card quality and everything, stock and everything is great. There's really no complaints at all about the game. The colors and everything are just fantastic.
Sharp, yeah.
It does pull you into the game, thinking you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing, because we're supposed to be these Eternals and everything. So you have different types of warriors and lands and that type of thing. So when it comes to the components, excellent.
Yeah, definitely. So Tim, you want to tell us about the instructions, how hard or easy it was to get into this game?
Sure. The instructions here, this is it. I mean, you basically two-sided page here for the instructions. It's great because, you know, it's got you the setup diagram here, and it takes you step by step through like a beginner's game, and then like the advanced rules are on the back. It's really easy to set up. The complexity really does come with the combinations that you do in the game and your anticipation of what the other character is going to do, not in the game itself, which is pretty smart because it's the strategy of the game that makes it complex, not the game itself.
Right.
So I definitely approve of it. It's very quick to learn, very quick to play, as far as learning it the first time.
Okay, so how does it play? How do you actually play through a round? So they give you these player aid cards, which I always appreciate, and there's basically just 5 phases to the game. So in the setup of the game, basically here you've got a location. So you're going to be fighting someone at a location, and there's 2 basic play areas. So you've got a battle phase, which would be who you're fighting initially, and then after that is over, these people move from here to a legacy pile, and then those 2 people fight. The first phase of the game is you're going to choose a character game in that you know everything all the time. So it's not like, I wonder what cards he has left. You know that information, and you can even ask them what cards are in your legacy pile, what order they in, so you know exactly which cards that they have. So that's really cool because that adds to the strategy, because then you have to decide what would be the best card for me to play versus the cards that he has played or could play. And so at the beginning of a round, each person is going to take one card that they have and place it in the battle location. And then they're going to flip that card over simultaneously, and then those 2 people fight. And it's really easy. It's just based off the number that they have in the top of the card. So whoever has the highest number gets to go first. And so then they use what they call a battle feature or a battle power, or whatever that's called. And so it's at the top of the card. And so they have a battle ability and a legacy ability. The legacy ability does not count in this phase of the game. It's just what's at the top. So you go through that battle ability, and then after that, then you go to your legacy pile. And then so then you'll have a warrior on each side, and then you go through and you say, okay, well, who has the highest power between these 2? Then you get to go through and do their legacy power. So in essence, whoever has the highest number just gets to go first, but that could really play into the game based off of I get to go first, which changes what you get to do, all that kind of stuff. So once you go through both of these phases, whoever has the highest number, combined numbers, and so these could change based off of legacy abilities. A card might go up in order, and so now this is your number, and so you went from a 9 to a 0 because of some power that they had, and so then you just add up your total number between your battle player and your legacy player. Whoever has the most wins that location. That location will have a number on it, and so that's the number of victory points that you get for that round. I believe it's the first person to 7, maybe? I can't remember exactly what the number is.
What's that on points?
You play through the whole round until you run out of cards, and then these score trackers.
Oh, that's what it was. I'm thinking of a different game. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so you're going to play through the entire round, go through all of it, and then you're just going to be gaining points as you go. And so they say there's 3 different types of games that you can play. Quick game would just be 1 round. So you play through all your cards, whoever has the most points wins. Then you do it again. The second time is kind of a medium game, or you could do it 3. That would be the full game where you get to play through the entire way. The only other thing that the game offers is, I forget what these are called, event cards. And so there will be event cards that are played. And so if you're playing the full 3 rounds, there will be 3 cards. And so you could see what's going to be coming up in the following rounds. It's perfect information. So you could actually see, and then these change things that happen during the round. So it could change locations or characters or whatever. These events change things. And so that's how that works. So that's basically the game of Strife. You're playing a card in the battle phase, then moving that card to the legacy, then playing another card, and you just keep battling. And so the flavor of the game is all in the battle abilities and the legacy abilities and how these interact with one another and who your battle is versus who your legacy player is, things like that. So the only other thing I forgot to mention is they have the Fate Stone, which this is used to break any tie. So if there's ever a tie in the game, whoever has the Fate Stone loses. And so why is that? Why does that make sense? Is because at the end of the game, whatever number this is on, whoever has it gets that many victory points. So every time that you decide to pass it so that you don't lose, then it goes up a number. And so this just keeps going up and up and up. And then at the end of the game, whoever's got it could get a number of points off of that if there were a number of ties in the game. So I actually really like this because it's not just saying, you know, you lose the tie, but it's giving you a benefit when you lose the tie or vice versa.
Sure.
So.
One of the features I thought that was pretty interesting was like with the land also played an effect on everything. So it wasn't just, so if you had a battle occurring on a certain land, it could give you bonus points and so on.
To certain people, yeah.
Right. And I thought that was a neat feature. And then of course the
event
the
card.
event card also played a factor. So there's a whole bunch of different things you have to account for whenever you're doing anything in the game.
Yeah, and so these are randomized at the beginning, so you never know what events you're going to be dealing with over that game. So that keeps the replayability going, as well as like what you said with these location cards changing it up.
What were your impressions?
I liked it. It felt to me a lot like chess, and that, you know, all your pieces are already on the board, and then you're kind of going on from that. You know what his other pieces can do. You can see where they're at, what they can, you know what he's got available to him. And it kind of feels like that here, which kind of lends it to an issue where you'll have people that memorize combo moves, and you're like, that'll be like, oh, I'll know I'm going to play this, 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 and this based on what's on the board, because the locations aren't random. You know what's coming up next.
Right.
There are people that can change what comes up next, but you basically you
know
can tell
yeah.
what's going to happen, where your next battle is going to be at.
Mm-hmm.
So the only difference is the actual events that change it up. But I don't believe that changes enough that it would ruin your combos if you had a certain set of combos that you used every single time.
Right. Yeah. So I think the longer you play it, the deeper it's going to get. And that you might run into some of that, but I like the idea of being able to play it longer and figuring out how these guys work, because that was my thing the first few times that we played. I was thinking, man, I wish I knew what worked with what, you know, what I should be playing first. And because it is just like chess, so like what's going to be the first card you lay down, you know, because you never know, and what their first player does could change the whole game because of the order. You play that card one time and then he's gone, and so yeah, that could totally be like, yeah, okay.
I'd say I mean, my impressions in the game overall, I'm not a card game person at all, and normally I just stay away from them. But like the artwork right away pulled me into the game. I like the nice sized cards. To me, I like everything about it. I mean, I agree that it's like chess in a sense. You could probably do the combos in the future, but right now I really enjoy it because I don't know much about it. You know, I'm playing stupid a lot of times, but it's fun. I enjoyed it a bunch.
So at the end of our reviews, we like to give a 1-die rating. Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? And so green means that we say go out and buy this game right now, add it to your collection. White means maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means you wouldn't buy it and you would play it because you hate it. So we're giving one little die here, and go. Ah, boy, I tell you. So we got 2 greens and a red. So tell us why you gave it a red.
Well, like I said, it's too much like chess, and that everything is, to me, somebody that's played this several times would have just a humongous advantage over anybody else that's plays it and sits down, because they know exactly what combos work and what is the best time to play which cards, and that's it. I mean, there's no randomization of the shuffling of the cards or anything, so that person will almost always 99%, of the time win. And to me, I mean, if you're gonna play a strategy game, I'd rather it lend itself all to the strategy and not some combinations that you memorize.
Sure. Well, I think kind of the reason I gave it a green is maybe I would think this would be a great game if you had a friend that you both got into it. This could be your lunchtime game or something where you guys sit down and play this. And I actually like the way that you can play 1 round, 2, or 3, so that kind of changes the scope of it. So you could say, let's play 3, but then I think what might benefit somebody with that is if you got the same person and you were playing back and forth enough, then you might be forced to change some strategies to be able to, he knows what I'm gonna do, he knows how to do that. And I would think that there's ways within the depth of the game to be able to combat that. But to the reason why I gave it a green is I like the production quality of the game. I thought it was phenomenal for what I paid for it through Kickstarter. And I just like, I don't know what it was about. I'm not a card game guy either, but for some reason I liked being able to think through, I wonder what he's got, and then how these legacy versus battle exchange places and do all that kind of stuff. I just thought it was neat. So
Sure.
I don't have a problem with saying go buy it.
Oh yeah, I mean, so the thing is like, let's just take chess for instance. I mean, I think chess is a great game. Well, what I'm trying to say is I like the fact that someone can really get to know the game, or you can just take it at a level where you're just playing it maybe once a month or something like that. Because I always like to play people like in chess who are much better than I. I'm never going to sit there and learn all those moves in chess, but I know the basics and I know the strategies of it. But I'm not going to learn all those. But when I win a game on that, it's just that much more. This game, I think the artwork's fantastic. The cards are really well done. I think that the way it plays out was really neat, because when we were playing it, it just seemed to go back and forth, and it really twisted up. And what I thought was really neat is, the character was ranked number 9, at least with his numbers on his ability. The number 0 could do something majorly to that one. So it's like any character that ranking 0 to 9 really had nothing, because it was what they could do in combat that really told, what really made the point value high.
Yeah.
But I thought the game was fantastic. The value is great. I mean, for this Kickstarter, this is one of the best Kickstarters I've seen.
I agree. And the guys that ran this, it was the smoothest ran Kickstarter I think I've ever had. From clicking the button to buy it to opening it at my house was phenomenal. So I definitely highly recommend. I think his name was, it's on here, Christopher. I knew it was Christopher Ham. I just think that they did a phenomenal job with this. So the next time that they do a Kickstarter, I'm telling you, I hope he sends me a backer email first, because I'll be first to jump on it. They did a great job.
And the one thing is, I don't think his red is really red. I think it's a white, because if it's sitting down here this Saturday and it's in front of us, I know he'll play it. So it's a white. So you just take those green, white.
Yeah.
Not green,
Or green, red, right? All right. Well, thanks for watching the Board Game Closet. We got a lot more reviews on our website, boardgamecloset.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and as always,
Support your local hobby shop.
or cafe.
Or cafe.